but it is what it is. And I would probably look back at this video probably a couple years down the road and say, damn, what I was saying is fucking facts. But look where I am at now. Average broke losers. And that person that is copying stuff. I got a head tattoo. People say, well, you get that for because I wanted to. Not because I want to copy other people. So you guys want to bring up my past. Listen to a boss, employee that done the risk of what you want to do with your life, but you're such a little bitch and you don't want to take the risk of what that person done. Some of you guys are such brain dead, are such brain rotted. You're just being a fucking loser. And then you complain about why nothing's changed in your life. That is why. I hate this new fitness generation. People wear designer clothes, but yet they're 300 pounds. You can see the fucking outline of their tits. But I can put on a Wannabe t-shirt and motherfuckers would not know the difference.
Well guys, ever since good old Wesley Peg Watson ended up getting himself locked up once again so that he could hoop all of his paperwork to his heart's delight, his copycat wannabes and students and even his damn maid have all just been losing their mind and going wild without him, and they have essentially all just lost any sense of direction ever since their poppy decided that he needed to go back to prison so that he can just receive as many peggings and general pop as possible. And there has been one wannabe in particular that has been struggling much more than all of the others, and that would of course be the one and only Brad Skiffington, aka the goober who decided that even though he had a full head of hair and was only 20 years old, he was gonna shave his head and get self-made tattooed right on the side of it so that he could advertise to everybody around him just how low of an IQ he actually has and just how much he loves the pegster, to where he had to copy him in almost every aspect of his life. And you see, we have been keeping up with Brad here and there throughout the last couple of months after the downfall of Peggy, and in our last video we were even watching him kind of continue to try to find his own identity after losing the only man he looked up to. And in doing so, we were watching him say and do all types of stupid shit, where he happened to venture outside for once and got a little bit of a sunburn and felt the need to go to the hospital for it, got an ego high that he made it through such an awful experience and survived to tell the tale, and immediately started shit-talking anybody who would dare to use sunscreen. Men needs to start acting like men again. I got a badass sunburn on my fucking neck, full of blisters, and it looks a little bit bloated right now. I went to the hospital, and the doctor asked me, he said, Brad, do you wear sunscreen? And I looked at him, and I said, no. Like, you motherfuckers following the rules? Wearing sunscreen is 2026? What are you, fucking gay? Oh, I'm gonna wear my sunscreen. I'm gonna apply my sunscreen on my arms. I'm gonna apply my sunscreen. Might as well apply on your fucking cock as well. Like, wearing sunscreen in 2026? Oh man. Men needs to start acting like men again. And don't even begin to ask me what the actual fuck this noise was right here. But as you can tell, our tough alpha male badass apparently is so mentally weak that he had to go to the hospital for a sunburn and then somehow got an ego lift from hell where he immediately felt the need to say that modern men are weak because they wear sunscreen and follow the rules. So now that you have an idea of the stupidity that we are dealing with in my last video, and of the type of coaching you can get from the Bradster here if you buy into his courses, ever since said video, it has only been continuing to get worse as this goober is just running around Newfoundland. And he has not only decided that he was going to make a post about the Matrix coming after the Tates again for speaking the truth, and then tried to say that, but when it comes to Epstein, suddenly nobody has anything to say, like that somehow means that the Tates shouldn't be, you know, investigated for the crimes. And for some reason in Brad's head, it's just one or the other, and it can't be both, when in reality, we can just lock them all up and can just go after all of the diddling ditty enthusiasts that are out here roaming our streets, instead of having to pick one or the other. And I think the only reason that Brad even posted about it was because he saw Wes talking about the situation, so he had to jump on board looking hard as hell in the picture he posted, just ready to take on the world. And we are of course just getting started, because along with this, we had Brad also taking other pictures of himself, trying to show off his abs, as he's talking about men with their bellies hanging over their belt, and a chest that is just the result of years of neglect, and quickly followed this post up by immediately just self-glazing the ever-living shit out of himself.
Bro, take a look at that fucking video. Like, literally, take a fucking look at that video. Look how shredded I am. I'm not even trying to be, like, shredded. I'm trying to stay lean, right? But the thing is that though, man, you motherfuckers do not know how to eat properly. You just don't. Because macros, calories, are everything. If you don't track your food, what the are you doing? You're just being a fat ass or just stuffing food in your fucking face, bro? What are you doing?
And of course, with the goober just randomly glazing the living shit out of himself before then going on a tangent talking about how you don't know how to eat, he naturally started getting more people just consistently coming in there and either calling him out or arguing with him or just rage baiting him in general. And it somehow led to these little random ass crash outs that just didn't have much context whatsoever, where Brad was just yapping and was mad as hell. And one of them, apparently someone brought up his past, and I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about because like I said, he didn't give any context. And instead he's just sitting there mad, yapping, and acting as if he used to get hella bitches when we all know that that was not the truth.
So you guys want to bring up my past. What that only tells me, two things. One, how far it came. Because a lot of you guys are still stuck in that version of Brad Skivington, of the guy that used to go out drinking, the guy used to party, the guy used to vape, the guy that used to hook up with women. But I'm sorry to break your bubble. That version of Brad Skivington, long gone. And second, it shows me that you will not be my future.
And no, Brad, I'm sorry to break your bubble, but you were not hooking up with women. I know you tried to sneak that one in there, and you just thought nobody would notice because it was just tagged in at the end. But there is nobody believing this shit, big dog. Not only that, but I doubt you were out here partying and going nuts like you said to begin with. And of course, these just continue to evolve into little rants like this one right here, where he kind of starts off by just mumbling to himself, and I'm not even sure what the fuck he's talking about again. And he then just starts going on a little rant about how women and men can't be friends, and all types of goofy shit. And again, it's just providing no fucking context.
This is whether the controlling boyfriend know that their value is so low that if the girlfriend's spending time with them, they end up leaving. Bro, are you gently retired? Look, I'm really curious, are you retired? For example, you should never check your girl's phone. Why? Because if she want to cheat, she would fucking cheat. And another example, if another guy try to hit on your girl, who gives a fuck? Because if the girl want to leave, let her leave. Let her leave. Pussies everywhere. Motherfuckers are chasing pussy. Motherfuckers lift 500 pounds at the gym, then they still let pussy control them. But yes, men and women cannot be friends. Because what the fuck will that man do that the boyfriend, the partner will not be able to do? It set a standard. It shows respect. But your dork ass do not understand because you're so immature.
And yes, since he's not actually providing the context or what's going on, it just ends up looking like these little fucking schizo rants where he's mumbling in the corner of his room and talking about letting women leave and calling people dorks and names. And it's just so damn goofy, and it just continued to get goofy because when he's not just responding to people, or at least I'm assuming he's responding to people and hopefully just not talking to himself, the goofiness has been continuing to go on as he's found kind of a new editing style where he's trying to be motivational, but in reality it just turns to him yapping again and then talking shit throughout it. And the goofiest part about it is he has some of the worst lighting that I have ever seen, and I don't know if he's trying to look cool or what, but he actually just looks so ridiculous, and it's not helping him be motivational in any sense of the word.
Go ask God for things if you're not willing to put in work. Go ask God for things if you're not willing to sacrifice, take risks. I took risk into my online fitness coaching business. Did I need the money? Absolutely. But I needed to take the risk. You know why? Because my future is waiting for me. I took the risk. I didn't know what I was going to do the next step. But you people are such a bunch of pussies that you don't want to take no risk in life. What do you have to lose to getting this best shape of your life? What do you have to lose to start a business? What do you have to lose to do what you want to do with your life? So you rather listen to a boss, employee that done the risk of what you want to do with your life, but you're such a little bitch that you don't want to take the risk of what that person done because, oh, I'm going to fail. Who gives a fuck if you fail? What if if you do fail? But what if you succeed?
And of course, by take the risk, what he's saying is you need to give him your money and sign up with his courses. And it's just a very roundabout way of saying it, as he's talking about how he took the risk and how he paid Peggy to be his coach. And it's really just gotten him far, as you can tell. And just the cherry on top is the like demonic eyes we've got going on from the lighting, as he calls you a little bitch and a pussy. And this is just a theme that he continues to push, because after posting videos like that, he then follows it up with videos like this right here, where he is still trying to convince you of that same exact bullshit.
Most of you guys do not want it. You just don't. Most of you guys don't want it. You say you want to be in the best of your life, but when it comes down to it, you won't want to invest into someone that got the results that you're wanting. For me, for example, I invest thousands and thousands into people to get the results in business that they are getting, but people are afraid to take risk. You will never get nowhere in life if you do not take a risk, brother.
And I just want to put this into perspective for you guys, because I don't know if you truly understand how ridiculous this is. This man is talking about the thousands and thousands that he has spent on mentorship, as he is sitting in his mother's house still, living in it, sitting on her couch, acting as if he's done something and acting as if he has the results that you want. So therefore, you should take a risk on him and give him your money. Like, I do not know how this is real life, but Wesley has fully corrupted this man's mind. And when this strategy wasn't working out too well, he then tried to switch it up yet again, because like I said, he doesn't have his mentor anymore, so he's just trying shit left and right and latching onto anything he possibly can. And he started doing more of these edits, where in one of them he's talking about how what got him to where he needs to be was just not giving a fuck what anybody has to say, which we all know isn't true, since in the beginning of this video, that's all he was doing, was caring about what people had to say. But on top of that, the very next reel is him trying to defend the fact that he got a head tattoo. So obviously shit people are saying is fucking with him, and the guy's just repeating and regurgitating shit that he hears other alpha males online say.
You know the thing that made me who I am and the person? It's not because I go to the gym. It's not because I eat healthy. It's not because when I started bodybuilding, that one thing made it better. It made it overall everything better. It's not fitness. It's not nutrition. It's that one simple thing that everybody can do. Is to stop giving a fuck what other people say. Because we live in a world today that people are chasing material things. They're saying, oh, if I buzz that, they might think I'm a better person. But the reality is, people's going to hate regardless. For example, if you bought a new car and it's something decent, motherfuckers judge you on everything.
People are so afraid to be your authentic self because you care about other people's judgment. You care about other people's opinion. And guess what, brother? If you're taking other people's opinions and you don't actually make that something that's like pushes you to be the greatest version of yourself, what are you doing? Because there are only two types of people, right? These motherfuckers that sits down all day long, and there are other individuals that work on themselves every single day. Stay true to yourself. Other people's opinions, because at the end of the day, it's only you versus you.
The people that wants attention so bad, they would come to people with the attention and thinking that's going to draw their name to a bigger person. No, because all it does in reality is just makes you a little bitch. That's all it does. You chases into attention, and I don't. That's the difference. You want the attention. I don't give a fuck. You don't be yourself, and I be myself. And that's why people listen to me. You may not like me, but at the end of the day, when I'm saying facts, you will say that's fact. The person that wakes up every single day at the same time, the person that goes to the gym, the person plus your life to Christ will get ahead in life more than the person that listening to the fucking rules. There's a difference between a person that listening to the rules, to the people, it's just the average people, average broke losers, and a person that is copying stuff. I got a head tattoo. Because of what you get that for? Because I wanted to. Not because I want to copy other people.
And yeah, guys, that head tattoo was totally an original thought, and he couldn't have possibly gotten that from anybody else. Along with the idea to shave his head, get online, sell alpha male courses and lifestyle courses, and just talk shit. That was all Brad's original thoughts, it's just who he apparently is. And that reel gets even more ridiculous when you realize that following the rules for him is putting on sunscreen, as you heard earlier. So the shit is just getting pathetically ridiculous at this point. And of course, when people were not buying this and were calling him out because he got the same tattoo as Wesley, so obviously it was copied, he then got mad again and tried to take a new approach, and this time it was to just start calling people fat and shit talking you for being fat, and saying and doing all types of shit, like making the claim that people couldn't make his type of videos because they're fat, and due to them being fat, they wouldn't have what it takes to stay disciplined to making the videos, and just all types types of goofy shit where it was just cope. And it was him just saying and doing anything to try to get anybody to pay him money.
If you had ability, you would not be able to do these videos because you don't want to suffer. You don't want to wake up every single day at the same time. You don't want to give your life to Christ. You won't be able to do these videos because you don't have the balls. So you're suffering and you're letting life fuck you over. If you're letting life control you, you're not controlling the life that you're living. So you're waking up every single day, seeing that ability, and you're not doing nothing about it. You're not eating healthy. You're not going to the gym. You're addicted to porn. You're just being a loser. And then you complain about why nothing's changed in your life. That is why. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. I don't give a fuck what you got, financial wise. If you're fat, you're not successful. Because people are chasing the word success is not knowing what that means. It means financially, overall, but it also means physically. Because if you're fat, and if you cannot see your fucking dick, you're not successful. People wear designer clothes, but yet they're 300 pounds. You can see the fucking outline of their tits. But I can put on a Wannabe t-shirt, and motherfuckers will not know the difference. The difference is being in shape changes how people respect you. If you're not in shape as a man, you're not a fucking man, bro. You're a bitch. If I see any of my family members that are out of shape, I'll check them and tell them they're out of shape, they're fat, get in the gym. And people think that's a bad thing to say. Well, actually it's not. Because it shows that you care about it. It shows that you care about the individual so much that you want them to take care of themselves. So I see my mom not tracking her food. I was saying, Mom, why aren't you tracking food? I keep her in check. The transformation she had over a year and a half is absolutely nuts. Crazy. Amazing. But take care of your people.
And there you have it. It always somehow comes back to these goobers talking about men's tits, as he tries to flex the fact that apparently he's wearing Walmart shirts and you can't tell the difference, before then yapping about how he's keeping his mom in check, and I'm assuming it has her on his workout program, so that poor woman must really be going through it. Her son is having a midlife crisis at 20, got a head tat, and is now forcing her to follow his program, and is idolizing people like Wesley Peg Watson. But with that said, that's enough of this goober for one day. So if you enjoyed, please drop the sub and a like and join the Saints Mafia, where we are flaming off these downright clowns. And I'm out, watching Brad Skiffington follow his poppy all the way. And peace.
Gain over 25 plus 50 pounds of muscle within 3 years of my fitness journey. I knew I had crazy genetics. Someone that don't have crazy genetics, but I gained over 50 pounds of muscle in 3 years, 3 to 4 years of bodybuilding. I once was this kid, and I turned into that. It's crazy what crazy genetics and hard work, dedication can do. I've done a couple of bucking phases. You needs to. But bro, listen. I knew when I put on that much mass in a short amount of time, naturally, I had good genetics, right? My father had good genetics, and he gifted it to me, right? So hard work, dedication, and genetics can play a good role.